Namaste and welcome to day 14 of our Yoga Somatic Movement class with me, Aura. Let's begin the class by chanting the Shanti mantra. So join your hands in front of your heart, close your eyes, and if you know the mantra, you can chant along. If not, just feel its pristine vibrations. And let's begin. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति Shanti, Shanti. Breathe in and out a couple of times. Feel the pristine vibration of the sound of Om, the sound of creation, the sound of being, the highest vibration that man can reach in our physical body. And today we will study the fourth Hermetic principle or Hermetic law, the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This principle embodies the truth that everything is dual. Everything has two poles. Everything has its pair of opposites, all of which were old Hermetic axioms. It explains the old paradoxes that have perplexed so many, which have been stated as follows. Thesis and antithesis are identical in nature but different in degree. Opposites are the same, differing only in degree. The pairs of opposites may be reconciled. Extremes meet. Everything is and isn't at the same time. All truths are but half-truths. Every truth is half false. There are two sides to everything, etc., etc., etc. It explains that in everything there are two poles or opposite aspects, and that opposites are really only the two extremes of the same thing, with many varying degrees between them. To illustrate heat and cold, although opposites are really the same thing, the differences consisting merely of degrees of the same thing. Look at your thermometer and see if you can discover where heat terminates and cold begins. There is no such thing as absolute heat or absolute cold. The two terms heat and cold simply indicate varying degrees of the same thing, and that same thing which manifests as heat and cold is merely a form, variety, and rate of vibration. So heat and cold are simply the two poles of that which we call heat, and the phenomena attendant thereupon are manifestations of the principle of polarity. The same principle manifests in the case of light and darkness, which are the same thing, the difference consisting of varying degrees between the two poles of the phenomena. Where does darkness leave off and light begin? What is the difference between large and small, between hard and soft, between black and white, between sharp and dull, between noise and quiet, between high and low, between positive and negative? The principle of polarity explains these paradoxes, and no other principle can supersede it. The same principle operates on the mental plane. Let us take a radical and extreme example, that of love and hate, two mental states apparently totally different, and yet there are degrees of hate and degrees of love, and a middle point in which we use the terms like or dislike, which shade into each other so gradually that sometimes we are at a loss to know whether we like or dislike or neither. And all are simply degrees of the same thing, as you will see if you will but think a moment. And more than this, and considered of more importance by the Hermetists, it is possible to change the vibrations of hate to the vibrations of love in one's own mind and in the minds of others. Many of you who read these lines have had personal experiences of the involuntary rapid transition from love to hate, and the reverse in your own case and that of others, and you will therefore realize the possibility of this being accomplished by the use of the will by means of the Hermetic formulas. Good and evil are but the poles of the same thing, and the Hermetist understands the art of transmuting evil into good by means of an application of the principle of polarity. In short, the art of polarization becomes a phase of mental alchemy known and practiced by the ancient and modern Hermetic masters. An understanding of the principle will enable one to change his own polarity as well as that of others, if he will devote the time and study necessary to master the art. And corresponding to what we have just learned, let's gain inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita. Today we are going to go with chapter 2, verse 45. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhava Arjuna Nidvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. The Vedas deal with the three modes of material nature, O Arjun. Rise above the three modes to a state of pure spiritual consciousness, freeing yourself from dualities, eternally fixed in truth, and without concern for material gain and safety, be situated in the self. So let's just take a couple of neutral breaths in and out, absorbing these extremely pure, holy words of truth that will never change. No matter how ancient these words are, the truth remains the same across the universe. The laws of the universe stay the same. No matter who you are, what you've done, what skin color you are, what gender you are, what so-called nationality you are, it doesn't matter. The laws apply to everyone. And the best part is that you are the God of your own life. You get to decide what vibration you want, what thoughts you want to have, what choices you want to make, what your perspective is to the lessons that you are learning throughout life. You are the source of the prosperity of your own life. And now, joining our hands together in front of our heart, rub both your hands together to generate heat between both palms. Then put your hands over your eyes and blink a couple of times, gently spreading the heat over the rest of your body. Then bring your hands together. Open your palms slowly to represent the budding consciousness which you are. And when you gently open your eyes, gaze at your palms lovingly. Namaste. So, tomorrow I'm going to teach you about the law of the triangle, how manifestation takes place, and how you can use the law of the triangle to create a life that you desire. All right? And we will also be what we did last week, which is Tratak, the practice, the ancient practice practiced even in Rosicrucianism, even in Hinduism, where you gaze into the pure flame of a candle or a diya, whatever you prefer. We will do that practice tomorrow along with learning about the law of the triangle. So if you see, polarity is created because you are a dual specimen. You are a physical being which in essence is a condensed version of the spirit. because everything is spirit. We are not physical body. Physical doesn't exist. If you go through a microscopic level and you see nothing is physical, it's spirit that is condensed that makes you appear like a physical being. Within our physical being, we also have the spirit. In the Bible, Jesus said, "The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak," which is so true in a lot of ways because genuinely and honestly, we want to connect to our spirit self, but our physical self, and we are also taught to focus on our physical self and on the physical world. We are told to focus on our physical achievements, our physical life. Everything that we do begins and ends with birth and death, which is ridiculous because you are actually an eternal being. And again, as per Newton's law, energy, there's no death to energy. Energy in one form will convert into another form, which should tell you that your life energy or your prana, the life energy within you, when you die, will be converted into another energy, which is your spirit energy. It will not just die and be the end of you. Your energy also, when you were born, was created by the union of two different energies. And as we will see tomorrow, and I will explain it much better, is that in the law of the triangle, you have one and you have two, being two separate entities, and they form a third specimen or a third creation. Two different creations forming a third creation, which was, of course, the male masculine energy and the feminine energy coming together. Even if you see a plug or a switch, you have the positive pole, the negative pole, and then the neutral pole, correct? When we talk about our nadis, you have the Pingala Nadi, which is your positive or your masculine energy. You have the Ida Nadi, which is your feminine or the lunar energy. And then you have the neutral energy, which is your Shushumna Nadi, through which the Kundalini energy flows. So, in this way, you have developed and being created by energy, and everything is energy, and how you manipulate this energy will determine the vibration of your soul, the vibration of your life, the vibration of things that happen in your life. True, a lot of shit has happened in a lot of our lives, and sometimes we cannot help it. It happens. It is a process of life because you are on such a dense vibration of the earth. You may feel that way. However, on the mental plane, never, never, never allow it to come down by thinking negative thoughts, having anger, resentment, revenge, a state of, oh, I want to avenge something, I want something bad to happen to somebody else, thinking badly about yourself when you make mistakes. Just replace it with a positive thought on the same scale as was mentioned, that nothing is absolute, it's all a scale of vibrations. And on one end, you have hatred, you have anger, you have stress, you have unforgiveness, and on the other side, you have love. This is a high vibration. So focus on love, focus on forgiveness. Even if it feels difficult in the beginning, keep focusing on it, keep practicing it. Every time that you think a negative thought, replace it with a positive thought and see how your mental attitude changes. Right now in my life, I'm in a very shitty spot actually, if you look at it from the outside, but on the inside, I have never felt more at peace and more at calm and more at one with life and the flow of life. And the more that I practice my yoga and meditation, the more life begins flowing back to me. And now we will begin our Sukshma Vyayam, where we can put it into practice by giving the flow, changing the flow of energy by small conscious movements. Are you ready? Let's go. उच्चारण स्थल तथा विशुद्धि चक्र शुद्धि. Stand with your feet together, hands to the sides. Tilt your head up and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Bring your head back and breathe a couple of times. Very good. And the next is prarthana or prayer. Pull your hands up. Make sure that your thumbs are touching your sternum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And bring your hands back. Breathe a couple of times in and out. Excellent. And the next movement will be Buddhi Tata Dritti Shakti Vikasaka. Head all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Bring your head back and breathe in and out a couple of times. And our next movement is Smaran Shakti Vikasaka. Keep your head straight with your gaze looking down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And breathe in and out a couple of times. And our next movement is Medha Shakti Vikasaka. So stand upright. Bring your chin down to the sternum notch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Bring your head back up and breathe in and out a couple of times. And how are you feeling after that practice? Sukshma Vyayam needs to be done consistently so that you gain muscle memory and your body is able to do it more efficiently. Also, the more you practice Sukshma Vyayam, then you can graduate into actual yoga movements because your joints will be proper, your breathing will be proper, and it will be able to flow. You will not feel that pressure of, oh my god, I'm doing these movements and I'm feeling out of depth. You're not supposed to feel that way. Yoga is supposed to connect the physical with the spiritual and align them. So, over the past couple of days, we have been learning the story of creation. On the first day of creation, you had light. Thought created light. Light began condensing into the sky or into air, which is how we see the mind moving, the mind floating in air. It's in different states. It's in a stormy state, it's in a peaceful state, it's in a swaying state, it is in an indecisive state. That creates air. Air begins to slowly condense into water. With the consciousness of air, it's condensing into water. Water is again movement, it is flow. Water is slowly creating polarity, which is what we come to next on the day 4 of creation. And day 4, we have the creation of the sun, moon, and stars, that is the structure of time and higher order thinking, coinciding with the principle of polarity. Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. The biblical creation mentioned in the book of Genesis is, let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night. With regard to human consciousness, it represents the development of the ability to structure time and engage in complex abstract thinking. On a macrocosmic level, the creation of celestial bodies established a natural order and rhythm. On a microcosmic level in human development, this can be seen as the ability to understand and use time, engage in abstract thought, and recognize patterns and structures in the world. This principle explains that all things have their opposites, and these opposites are actually the same thing varying in degree. For example, hot and cold are simply different degrees of temperature. Understanding this principle helps in reconciling seemingly opposite ideas. So remember that polarity is in all of us and we cannot escape it. Where there is light, there will be darkness. Where there is goodness, there will be badness. The same is within you. In fact, there was this old story, I think, from the Navajo tribe of the two wolves, and depending on which wolf you feed, that is the wolf that will survive and grow strong, and eventually it will be more powerful or take better control of the other wolf. So which wolf is that? What energy are you feeding more? Yes, there are negative thoughts that come into mind. There is so much happening in life that you are bound to feel that negativity. Once you are done thinking those negative thoughts, replace them with positive. Positivity, examples of positivity are thinking of how this can teach me a lesson on how I can improve myself, how I can become a better person. Let's say that you had a relationship that went bad, a relationship that went sour. How many of us have been in that situation? Probably all of us or most of us. How do you turn that relationship into something positive? You go through the relationship. First of all, you remember the good times, you remember the good feelings of that relationship. This is something that is taught in Rosicrucianism as well. For example, what I was taught that I have had a very bad negative childhood. But there were moments in childhood where I would have had a moment of pure joy and happiness. So, what I need to do is take that moment of joy and begin to expand it and expand it and expand it like light and keep expanding and feeling that moment of joy and let it overpower and overtake that entire situation with its ups and downs and make it only a positive experience. A positive experience. Why? Because it was the way that the universe could teach us what we needed to learn at that particular moment in our life to prepare us for the future. So, in the same way, in a relationship, if a relationship ends sour, think of it in this way. Think of a moment in that relationship where you felt absolutely on top of the world, pure joy, pure happiness. Maybe it was right at the beginning of your relationship. Does that mean that you should go back to the relationship remembering this good time? No. It means that you replace the dark moments of that relationship with the moments of light, of joy, of high vibrational feelings that you had during that time. You expand that into all the moments of your relationship and you start to feel it. You start to only feel the good parts of that relationship, remembering the good and letting go of the negative after you have filtered out the lessons that needed to be learned. And again, with another example, with the same example, which is a relationship, is that you understand what the relationship has taught you and how you're going to use the lessons learned to move ahead in life. You can apply this to any other area of your life. All of us are learning and growing. There is no manual to teach us how to go through life. And this is the first time in the history of humanity that human beings are at this particular stage of development in time and space. So nobody knows what is going on and everyone is winging it. And the best that you can do with the life that you are given is to keep your thoughts pure and on high vibrational frequencies. Okay, so we will close our class today. And remember, tomorrow we are going to learn the law of the triangle to manifest, and also we are going to do the practice of Trataka. So make sure that you bring a candle or a flame and something to keep the candle or the flame at eye level, and we will do that tomorrow. All right, so now let's join our hands in front of our hearts, close our eyes, and let's chant the Shanti mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukhabhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And now gently rub your hands together to generate heat between both palms. Place both palms over your eyes and blink a couple of times. Then spread that heat generously over the rest of your body. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Then slowly open your hands to represent the budding consciousness which you are. And when you open your eyes, lovingly gaze at your palms. Namaste.